What does it take to be unapologetically you? What does it take to no longer feel the sense that you need to live up to a certain standard, up to a certain image, up to certain expectations? What does it take to feel fully free in being you, being your essence? Not this concept of yourself, not your ego, not your identity, not who your friends think you are or your family think you are, but truly you. Who are you in your deepest core, and how can you actualize that in your life? We're so conditioned to always think. We're so conditioned to always make concepts out of things and, think our way into certain things. And don't get me wrong, our mind is a beautiful instrument. It's a beautiful, genius instrument that is there, but it's not often not used in the way that it's supposed to be used. Our mind is a brilliant, a genius instrument when used consciously and to create consciously and to materialize and manifest the intuitive insights that we get, the intuitive creative flows that we get, and we can use our mind very beautifully in order to create all of that. But often our minds are controlling us. It's because we're so used to thinking and overthinking that our thoughts are now controlling us. And so there's really no space in between our thoughts. Our thoughts have become an independent identity that is telling us things and saying things and saying mean things to ourselves. This self-criticizing voice. I don't know if you have one, but I sure had one, especially when I was younger. And nowadays it still comes back, this voice, but it's become less because I'm giving it less space to be there. And so, when we unpack those thoughts and we actually remember that, okay, we are not our thoughts, so then who are we? We are consciousness. We are an infinite soul. We are an infinite spirit who has lived lifetime after lifetime, has accomplished and accumulated wisdom lifetime after lifetime, and experiences lifetime after lifetime. And we are not our body. We are not our looks. And I truly think that looking back at my own life, actualizing who I am in my deepest core could only happen when my mind was not interfering with that, when my mind was not instructing me or misleading me, or my ego came from the back door, sneaking in. Because the ego really is sneaky. The ego really is an identity on itself. It really operates by itself sometimes. And the more that we become aware of when things like this happen, the less space we give it into our lives, and the more we are able to be who we actually are in our deepest core, and to be happy, because the ego often is not. The ego often is not happy. It's only happy when it has accomplished certain things or has certain things. The ego always comes from a place of lack, and who you truly are is not lack. It's the opposite of lack. It's abundance. It's it's everything. It's whole. It's complete. It's not lacking anything. And so every time you feel like your life is not complete or is missing something, it actually means that maybe it's time to tune into that place that is not in your thoughts, but can only be felt. And when you tune into that space often enough and long enough, you'll start to feel a sense of wholeness and completeness again. And so what does it take to become you unapologetically is allowing that part of you to be at the forefront of your life. And how do you allow that to be at the forefront of your life? is to equally not allow your mind or your ego to lead the way. And I feel like there's nothing really in between. You're either one or you're the other. And the more that we become aware of when our true self is speaking, when our ego is speaking, when our true self is wanting to give us messages, when our conditioned mind or ego is giving us messages, I think it's really, really crucial that we learn the difference between those two, because it is really different, and it can get confusing if you are not really aware of when one or the other is speaking, because it's going to give you two opposite things it feels that it needs to do or needs to be or needs to have. Bringing awareness, I think, is the key to being yourself unapologetically. And every time that you're not, every time you feel like you're not being yourself, your authentic self, whenever you're with others or whenever you're making certain decisions or just the way you're showing up in life, that's okay. It's all a learning curve, and I think there is no shame. There is no shame. There is no shame in not doing things right all the time, not being a certain person or living up to the standard maybe that you're setting for yourself. I think there is no shame. There's only the possibility to learn from that, and to knowing that you're just moving through this human experience, and you're a spiritual being moving through a human experience, and you're here to learn, and that's what you're doing. So every time something like that happens, nothing is wrong with that. There's no shame in that. There's only awareness that can help you to change that, and to grow into that self, that higher self, and giving that priority the next time. Thank you so much for liking this video and for sharing this video with anyone you think could benefit from this message right now. Share this message through WhatsApp, through YouTube, through Facebook, whatever way you feel fits best. Maybe you can really help your family or your community with information like this right now. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already subscribed to my channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now.